Alright, what is up everybody? Coming back at you today with another video on the channel. We have got another new knife review, initial impressions, unboxing, review, call it what you want. We're going to look at a knife. So I've got a new to me company. This is a company that's kind of been on my radar for a while. I've been interested in some of their designs. They just came out with a new knife called the Plexus. And I was really looking at it, and I love the design, but I just need something I can reverse flick. That's my whole thing anymore, is the fidget factor. I gotta have something I can reverse flick. The Plexus didn't really fit that, so I was looking between the Abyss and the Crawler. And at the time, I liked the looks of the Abyss more, and it had the option to kind of reverse flick it. We'll get into that. At this point, I wish I would have got the Crawler almost, but good news is I'm going to sell another knife, and I am going to get a Crawler. But right now, we have the Abyss. So, very nice packaging here. Hard exterior, soft case on the inside. So we get, we'll get a COA. Very nice. May 1st, 2022. It's a little bit older. And we get a sticker, the Abyss. Very cool. So this is designed by a man named Israel. And he is into kind of like the sci-fi horror stuff. And that's where he gets a lot of inspiration for his designs. You can check this out. It seems like that comes out. Okay. But very nice packaging here. It's kind of like a hard rubber. Get your COA and a sticker, and here is the knife. So I went with the bead blasted scales with the gray stonewashed blade. They had a satin option, they had a PVD option, but I really like the look of this, and this kind of like a light blue, then with the black hardware that goes with it. I was digging it. So this is what I went with. They had sold out of these, but he got a restock a little while back. Seemed to be a popular option, and I really like it. And I really love the looks of this knife, obviously. It's a pretty crazy looking knife. Now, these are made by Riot. That's what I've seen. That's what other people have said. Whereas the Crawler is OEM'd by Bestech. Now, there's nothing wrong with Bestech. Bestech does like Vero. He does all of Vero's stuff. So fantastic quality. I really like Bestech as an OEM. But it's hard to compete with Riot. It really is, guys. They're just some of the best out there. That's just what it is. I'm going to have to overlook my Band-Aid finger. I cut the absolute shit out of my finger the other day. Yeah. But let's get into what you get here with this cool-ass Abyss. Starting with the blade, you get this kind of Americanized compound Tonto Bowie shape. It's a really wild blade. So I believe this is a hollow grind. Let's feel it. Yeah, it feels like a hollow grind back here up into a compound flat grind for the front portion. As you can see, that comes down and meets right there. And then at the top, you get this nice clip point / Bowie. So it's like a compound Tonto with a Bowie flare on the tip. And it's just maybe one of the coolest blade designs I've ever seen with that compound, because like, show you here, you get the compound Tonto grind, very similar with the grind. Then this throws in that clip point Bowie at the front, and it's pretty pronounced. But it gives you a really nice piercing tip on the end of that. And that compound grind is just beautiful. Now, action, I just put a little KPL in it. It seems knives from Riot, like my Jaegers and stuff, you play with them for a minute and they get really gritty. You got to put a couple drops of oil in them. But I like to play with them when they're really gritty for a few hours. And I don't know, it just really breaks them in, it seems. And I put a few drops of oil, and they are just super smooth. So this one, just a couple shakes. I just got this a few hours ago. I took it to work and played with it dry. But now I got a few drops of KPL in there, and I can already tell this thing is going to have fantastic action. We're already getting there. Now, as I was talking about the options you get here, obviously that very cool blade, you get a nice swedge cut in there, which kind of adds to that super cool blade. M390 blade steel. Riyadh does a really good heat treat on their M390, and hopefully with this stone wash we won't have many rust issues. Now, I haven't had many rust issues at all from Riyadh M390. Some M390 you get, especially bead blasted, and it rusts in a couple hours, and I just hate that. Moving along, full titanium scales here. Titanium pocket clip, milled, as well as a titanium back spacer. You do get the, let's see if I can get it. It says Arcane Designs in there on the inside of the back spacer. Let's see if I can show you. These scales are very milled out on the inside. Let's see if I can show that. You guys see the milling there. Very, very milled out on the inside. There we go. Whole bunch of internal milling, which gives this knife a very good in-the-hand feel. It doesn't feel heavy at all. Right at 3.5-inch blade, 8-inch overall knife. I don't know why I was thinking this was going to be bigger. I read the specs, and I had it in my head, but honestly, I was carrying my Strider .75 today, so when I got this thing in hand, I think it was just I was used to this big knife today. But overall, it's a really good size. Now, you do get your flipper tab with the jimping there, and you can, fingers on the lock bar, you can push button this, and it really snaps out for you, or you can do the light switch. Strong detent, and I do like a stout detent. That is a positive for me. Wipe some of this excess oil off here. But it's got a really, really solid detent. Now, I did see on the Plexus, the new one, I saw a couple people say the detent was a little light. Not on this one. Riyadh is spectacular on their detents. You know, it's like this and the Jaeger. Fantastic detents. Now, it takes away from the drop shuttiness just a little bit. Not really on the Sharp by Design, but on the Jaeger, that stout detent, it makes it a little harder to be fully drop shut. But man, that deployment is just so satisfying. Now, let's talk about the reverse flick. A lot of people say, oh, I don't know if you can reverse flick this. You kind of can. It's got a little cutout there. For me, guys, this is no problem. This is a super snappy reverse flick. I missed it, of course. But you can do it from a couple different ways. You can put your thumb down there on the bottom and push off. Or you can come up to the top corner there and push off. Now, I'm left-handed, and being able to left-hand reverse something is... left-hand reverse flick something is kind of what keeps the knife around or makes it leave. But for me, I can get on here. I do have to hold it a little weird. I can't just tuck it like this. Maybe I can. Yeah, I guess I can. But I hold it, I can tuck it in right there, and I'm getting my finger down low. And I'm getting the flick about 95% of the time. And I'm still getting used to it. And as you wear this knife in, the detent lightens up a little bit. But with that stiffer detent, it's a little harder to reverse flick. But again, for me, especially right-handed, if you're a righty and you reverse flick stuff, this is no issue at all. I was really worried about left-handed, and that's what kind of made me wish I had gotten the crawler. But now that I have it in hand, I can fidget with this left-handed pretty well. So I'm really happy with that, because I really do love the aesthetics of this knife. Now, the in-hand feel, the ergonomics are fantastic, especially being left-handed. The clip isn't a problem for me at all. Now, right-handed, the clip is a little bit of a hot spot, but it's pretty rounded all the way through, so you don't have anything poking you. It's just more of like, yeah, it's there. This jimping, while it looks like some very aggressive jimping, they've rounded that really well, to where you can push really hard and there's no risk of cutting your finger. Whereas like on this Chavez, if I push super hard, it's definitely going to cut your finger. They've chamfered those edges really well, and you still get that aggressive look. Now the flipper tab, it comes around, you can kind of see it's a little wild here. That big piece sticking out. You have a stop pin right there. But yeah, the flipper tab's a little on the smaller side. You do get that kind of aggressive looking, yet very chamfered jimping on there. And it makes for a good deployment. You kind of got to get around this edge a little bit. I keep putting my finger on the lock bar, right-handed. Do this left-handed. But left-handed with the push button, no problem. And then the light switch, as long as you can get your finger on it there, which isn't too hard to do with that strong detent. I don't know if I can fill this if I wanted to. No, I don't think I can. But that detent's really stout. Yeah, no, great detent, guys. Really good detent. Gives it really solid reverse flicks, as I said. Yeah, I like that. So yeah, I think I'm going to try to pick up a crawler as well. The crawler has the full hole cutout, which makes reverse flicking way easier, because I really like the overall design. The in-hand feel is fantastic. Super futuristic looking, even in hand. It looks just as wild. So yeah, I'm really impressed. Fantastic knife. These are running $360. They are in stock. ArcaneDesign.co. I didn't realize these were in stock. I had kind of wanted one. I was looking at eBay. Of course, they're scalping $100, $150 over retail. But you can pick this one up right now. It is in stock, which is really awesome. Got it in stock on his site. And there are also some crawlers in stock, but leave those alone. Let me get mine. But no, overall, just a crazy good looking knife. Really crazy looking. Made by Riot, and you get the materials, you get the Riot manufacturing, you get a insanely cool design. So everything adds up to a fantastic knife here. I really do like it. Fantastic in hand. And what would this review be without a sharpness test? Let's see if Riot continues their streak. Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. It's one thing I noticed when I was playing with it at work. This front portion on the Tonto is extremely sharp. Even out to the very tip of it. You can get on the very tip and slice through paper, which is very impressive in my opinion. Look, just the very tiniest little bit of the tip. Now that's impressive. A lot of times it seems like companies don't focus on this front part of the Tonto near as much, but this thing is razor sharp all the way through. So yeah, I'm really digging this knife. I think I've convinced myself to get a crawler as well for the extra sweet reverse flicks, and it'll add to this knife. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please subscribe to my channel to see new knife content. Check out my channel if you like any of these knives, and for tons of other knife videos, check out some of the shorts. Yeah, turn on notifications and have yourself a great day.